The Real Caillou.exe Origin Story by Soulz Studios. Caillou.exe is a character created by Soulz Studios. That force of evil traps his victims and destroys them by utilizing these traps or by using superpowers such as fireballs. This character was most likely created due to the popularity of Sonic.exe. The character met his end that he was deleted by being thrown into the void, which erases all life. He recently came back because of the life spray that was thrown into the void. I used to be a fan of this character and made fan videos with him as a special guest, but of course, my interests changed. But that's not all. As I was investigating an abandoned government base with my crew, cameras and ghost gadgets, we found strange transparent strings attached to doorways, trapped switches, and even some explosives. Our theory was that the government officials must have left in a hurry as some of the traps were activated and there were signs that they might not have escaped. Other doors were also open from the inside. Containment areas were fabricated, but they were empty and lifeless. But whatever they contained seemed to be dangerous and deadly. A surprising blueprint that we found seemed to describe super soldiers that resembled white-eyed beings with no hair that were highly intelligent and almost immortal. The organization name is ULC. They seem to have begun this experiment as one containment tube was busted, as if something freed itself from it. At this point, we no longer felt alone, and we had the feeling that something horrible was about to occur, so we took a different path. But this was when frightening experiences occurred, as I remembered the character of Caillou.exe. I was questioning why I got reminded of him, and the door in front of us flung open and closed, and it fell down on the ground. We apologized to whichever ghost this was, and we picked up the pace. A flower pot almost damaged the face of Brian as it was thrown at him, and a large wooden piece fell from the ceiling. And the front exit was locked. So we tried to find and get out of a window, and as we arrived in a discarded kitchen, Kevin was blown up by an explosive trap. The two of us were in shock and in terror. We then ran in a fast pace towards a long hallway, and Brian was all of a sudden pulled into the floor. It broke and he was forced towards spikes. I heard his terrible screams and the loud cut sound that it made. My heart was pounding and I was starting to get tired, but I finally found an open window, so I jumped through it and ran into the gloomy forest. Then shadowy beings appeared next to trees surrounding me. They had glowing white eyes and no hair. They whispered,
"I was meant to exist, to destroy what is mortal, to grow my family and make you all one with me."
I could not speak or think clearly, so I stuttered, no. Then he replied with,
"Embrace your new life as your old one will be demolished."
The shadowy beings were my teammates with wide eyes and bruises, and the leader was Caillou.exe himself. The two undead teammates grabbed my arms and legs, and the last thing I remembered was seeing Caillou.exe approaching me as a tree fell.